We are talking, Mr. Prime Minister, about matters of war and peace and the future of what it means for Western civilization and for the world. And in that context, I have to ask you about something incredibly jarring that has come public, and that is a private text exchange with Trump that you had over the weekend. It started, I understand, with you and your colleague, the Finnish President Alexander Stubb, who began the exchange. I understand that you all texted President Trump saying, "Dear Mr. President, dear Donald," on the contact across the Atlantic, on Greenland, Gaza, Ukraine, and your tariff announcement yesterday. You know our position on these issues, but we believe we all should work to take this down and de-escalate. So much is happening around us where we need to stand together. We are proposing a call with you later today with both of us or separately. Give us a hint of what you prefer best, Alex and Jonas. And then, Mr. Prime Minister, of course, the response comes to you. Dear Yunus, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. Denmark cannot protect that land from Russia or China, and why do they have a right of ownership anyway? There are no written documents. It's only that a boat landed there hundreds of years ago, but we had boats landing there also. I have done more for NATO than any person since its founding, and now NATO should do something for the United States. The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Thank you, President DJT. Mr. Prime Minister, I read that in full because it is a stunning statement. I guess, can I just start with when you see pop up on your device, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. What, sir, went through your mind?
Well, I can verify those messages, and you read the first one, which was, on Sunday, President Stubb and I, who work closely together, we are neighbors in the north, we thought it would be a good start of this week with Davos to have a conversation with the president. We talk to him frequently, and the tone is good. And this message you read came back to me after an hour, and he actually distributed that to all other NATO leaders as well. Well, I mean, on Greenland, you heard my position. I don't need to repeat that. I find it unacceptable to take land from other countries. I believe that the big challenge we have in front of us now is Ukraine. It's a very dramatic war going on with huge ramifications. It's very bad for Ukraine, of course, but also dangerous for Europe, for the US, for world peace. That's really what we need to look into. And this Peace Prize thing, I have repeated, I've told President Trump many times that the Nobel Committee is an independent committee. It is staunchly secretive about the way it works. I am informed about the Nobel Prize alongside the rest of the world at 11 o'clock on that day in October. That's how it is. The one who won that Nobel Prize last year was actually nominated by Marco Rubio when he was a senator. So, this is how that prize is handled year after year. And, I see bigger problems in the world than world leaders wanting to get the Peace Prize. But the way that Peace Prize is being delivered is the way I just explained. And that's how it is.
The President of the United States is obsessed with this Peace Prize. He brought it up yesterday when he was getting on the plane to go to Davos. And he brought you up again, just what you just said, right? That you find out at 11 o'clock the night before of the Peace Prize. Here's what he said about you and your role in it yesterday on his way to Davos.
Don't let anyone tell you that Norway doesn't control the shots, okay? It's in Norway. I lost a lot of respect for Norway. And I believe very strongly that Norway controls the Nobel Prize.
How do you have a relationship with, deal pragmatically and diplomatically with a person who talks like that?
Well, I'm Prime Minister of my country. As I say, we may be a small country, but we are a proud country, and we stand for our values, we stand for our procedures, we stand for our institutions. And President Trump is right. The Nobel Peace Prize is handed out from Norway, but it is done so by a committee which is selected to do that work. And I can repeat that over and over again. I think the world knows. Alfred Nobel wrote in his will that he wanted the Norwegian Parliament to nominate that committee. And it has done so for more than a century. And that is how it is. But I think, you know, I have respect for world leaders. They are different. They have different temperaments, different priorities, different sensitivities. And if you are prime minister, you have to be diplomatic in the sense that you talk straight, but you're able to deal with people. And the United States is a very important ally for Norway, strong cultural, political ties. And that's my point of departure for finding good solutions and be very clear in my messages when I need to.